Good afternoon, friends. How you doing? My wife and I.
Hi there.
How y'all doing? I hope you're having a great week so far. Tuesday, we're finally in April. So some of you, time is flying. To others, time is crawling. I don't know, but I'm glad you're tuning in for Daily Dose, episode number 7. Prescriptions, healing for the body, mind, and soul. That's really what we want to do. We want to just share a few minutes here and give you some kind of wisdom and direction as this quarantine continues. And my wife actually had a great idea. You want to tell them the idea you had about the topic today?
Yes, I think we should talk about relationships. I think this is probably like, we can say, the ultimate stress test for couples, even families, in this time.
Yeah. So whether you're single or whether you're married, and maybe you just, I guess probably the only time this, no, you know what? It's going to affect everyone because we're going to give you some scripture on everyone. So you're saying, Pastor, I'm literally by myself at home. We're going to give you some points for you too. But like my wife said, if you're single but you have kids, or if you're, what do you call it, a single parent or married, or just married and no kids, whatever, I think this is really going to help you. We've titled it Relationships
In quarantine.
in quarantine.
During
quarantine. Yeah, relationships during quarantine. What to do, because again, like my wife said, it is a test. Now I'm gonna just refresh and recap on what we said on Sunday. Set your minds on things above and not on things on earth or below, however you want to phrase it. Think about that for a minute. That's something that we kind of have to do with, especially when we're talking about relationships. I know right now people are getting frustrated. I know right now people are getting, we talked about anger and all that stuff, but I'm just talking about within the house. I don't know if you can interject whenever you like, but right now I think, especially depending on where your relationship is with your spouse, with your kids, if you were like really, really bad, like I always like to say 0 to 10, 10 being a great relationship, 0 being terrible relationship or no relationship at all. If you're at 1 or 2, and right now you're quarantined with people that you're not having a good relationship with, it's the test. It's really a test.
I think regardless.
But something's gonna have to give. Something's gonna have to give. And I think, and we just want to share some points, some ideas that you can do that have helped us in this.
We've actually done really well.
We've done well. I'm not gonna say great, but we've done it.
We've done
good.
No, I think we've done really well.
Yeah, we've done really well. We really have.
But I think very early on, we realized that we didn't know how long this was going to be, right. And we're going to be a team about it.
Right.
So there wasn't going to be a time where we would have been in an argument or a disagreement, and we would have been like, I'll be right back, or I'm leaving to the gym, or right. I'm going to the grocery store, or I'm going to go take a stroll at Target, because none of that's good for us anymore.
Yeah, no.
So we would just have to figure it out.
You have to learn to recope.
Right.
Really, because like she says, the gym, to some people it's the gym, to some people it's the store, going out or just taking a drive. Now you can't do that. And so, and kind of, I'm going to feed off what she said. I kind of think you just kind of have to say to yourself, get over it right away and let's go. Right. Let's move on. Life is happening. This is not stopping for anyone. And when you think about it, most arguments are what? For petty stuff. Yeah. Stupid little things, that really can lead to something else, and really maybe this is the time to kind of, like we said on Sunday, shift your focus and really start pointing out and what do you call it, prioritizing what our points are, our key points, our important things in life, our family, kids, spending time.
What I've done is kind of reevaluate myself.
That's a good word, reevaluate yourself.
Reevaluate myself, thinking of those petty arguments that we've had, or
nonsense,
or things that I would get upset, which for nothing, know, and I think it's done good where I have really just sat and reevaluate. And let me tell you, we've done things that, for the most part, we've been empty nesters for 3.5 years now.
3.5 years.
And we're doing things that I'm like, why didn't we do that when Jerry wasn't here? Or at the house.
It's true.
Just me cooking and
she always cooks, by the way.
Yes,
it's just now that she's cooking more often.
Right. That I'm cooking and you're actually with me in the kitchen, and I'm making lunch and you're getting things ready to barbecue for dinner. Right. We're actually at the kitchen at the same time preparing each our meals, and we're talking, and it's just nice. Something different that we've never done, and it's good to have that. Yeah. Or I'm going by, I'm putting stuff in the or stuff is in the washer, and I'm walking to the room to go do something, and I know you're going to where the laundry room's at, and I'm like, can you please take what's
Right.
out in the washer and put
Swap
it in
it
the,
out or whatever
in the
it is.
dryer? I mean, just like little things like that that, you know, we never used to do, and it means so much to me, you know? Yeah.
So little things like that. I'm actually helping with the dishes now. You can believe that.
Yeah,
And
yay.
so
Yay
bump
for
it,
quarantine.
bump it. So again, everybody can do their part. Everybody can do something. And so back to relationships during quarantine. I'm going to mention one, then you want to mention another when you can. I think it's very important. Let's get back to the Bible because it's really important to get into the Word.
Yes.
Ephesians 5:15. Look carefully then how you walk. Watch, not as unwise, but as wise. Make the best use of your time. Right there, I could just stop right there. And then it goes on to say, because the days are evil. So do not be foolish, do what the Lord would do. So I like that first part. Make the best use of your time. The question number one right now is, are you making the best use of your time? Because here's what I said on Sunday if you missed it. I read this comment on Twitter and I thought it was really powerful. It said, if out of this whole quarantine, you haven't come up with a new skill, a new idea, or sharpened your gift for whatever reason, it's not because of time. It's because of laziness. Because we always say, man, if I just had more time, I would do this. If I just had more time, I would do that. Right now, we have time. Now, Baron, I'm talking generally. I know our first team responders, our first responders are nurses, and they're working round the clock, you know. And I actually talked to my wife about that yesterday. I said, maybe I should go apply and start working as a nurse again. That's up in the air, so we're praying for that. But going back to that, if you're at home, you have the time. You have the time, and it's just a matter. I want to use the word is structure. Structure your time, because if you just say, well, let's just see kind of what happens today, you're going to lose a lot of time. And while I'm a fan of resting and relaxing when you need to, you can get a lot done and make your day efficient. So right now that you have the time, if you do, structure your time. All right. So I don't know if you want to share another point before I get into another one of mine.
Actually, that is real good that you said that. You know, I was talking to my best friend here the other day, and I was asking her for the kids, how they were doing. I know she's homeschooling them. And she was saying, you know, they've done well for the most part. But she says, when we found out that spring break was over, then they had that extra, you know, they had that extended spring break. We went ahead and gave them that little leeway for that following week. She says, but once we knew school was going to start this day, I mean, the routine, the structure continued. Early in the morning, the times that they get up and shower and get ready for school, the only difference was they weren't putting uniforms on. They were staying in their pajamas, you know, but, and I'm like, wow, that is so awesome. Because you're hearing some other parents saying, oh my gosh, you know, it seems like they're on vacation or they're still in spring break or whatever it is, you know, and they're having a hard time to get those children or their kids back in that routine or that structure. But if you just go back and just pretend like everything's back to normal, and
whatever your
normal is as much as you can do it, get up and get ready for the day as if you were going to work or having your kids go to school. And I think that helps, you know, to...
I read an article today that's funny. She said that. I read an article that said, it didn't give me a number, but it said a lot of students not logging on to online school. And so we're going to see a lot of that too. And I've told my wife, if you think the virus is the worst thing about all of this, no, wait till you see the aftermath. The aftermath of the depression that's going to rise, the anxiety that's going to rise. And we've been talking against it to try to help you, you know, fight it, but it's going to exist. The fear of going out after they say it's okay to go out. I think people are really going to struggle. And the aftermath of this is going to be worse. And again, I'm one of those that believes, you know, I don't want to get into, because I don't want to get into arguments, but the fact of not being able to be at church, you know, it's to me, it's so important to me. That is the hospital right there for hope. And being quarantined from that, it's been really, really tough. And I'll leave it at that. But one of the points that I want to do, that I do want to mention, that we're implementing, and we're even going to get a little bit more stricter with that, is phones off the table when you're eating. You know, now that we're eating all the time together, obviously, you know what? It's real easy to just be on your phone while you're eating and you're talking, and it's fine, right? But you got to set some kind of standard. Just kind of set some kind of rule and just say, hey, you can get it back on your phone, because I'm sure that's kind of what everybody's doing right now, right? Put it aside as we eat for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is, and then just kind of talk. You'd be surprised at conversations that you had. You know, today, this morning for breakfast, we had school with our son. He was online watching and listening to the sermon. We were just kind of had a
Awesome.
discussion. You know, I felt like I better graduate from UIW too with a degree or something, because it was really neat to hear his classmates and his teacher and instructor telling him whatever. Yeah, it was really
Incredible, yeah.
pretty
Impressive.
pretty impressive. Yes. So, but again, going back when you're eating, you know, Ecclesiastes 3, there's a time for everything. If you're eating, eat. You know, put everything away. You know, if you're doing something else, do whatever you're going to do. But don't mix and match and kind of overpile things, because what's going to end up happening is that it's not going to be as productive as you could be if you just set yourself.
But I love it, because for the most part, we've always had dinner as a family. We've
Yeah,
always
it's
sat
been
down
good.
and had- But we've been staying longer at the dinner table.
We've been staying longer today.
You know,
yeah.
and
no rush now.
No rush. You know, no one has. You don't have to run to a meeting. You know, we don't have, like you say, no rush. And it's so nice to kind of just sit down. And what I've been telling everybody, we're just embracing each day as it comes.
Yeah.
You know, and we just have to remember this is not going to be forever. So just embrace the day. I mean, we've been monitoring the little bird outside.
Oh yeah,
they
built their nest. There's a bird out there making a nest, and I want to go live with that bird. You know, it's pretty amazing how this bird is literally checking me out to see if I'm going to destroy his nest, because he's kind of like freaking out that I'm getting really close to it. But he leaves and brings another twig, and he's like literally preparing this nest. That's a whole nother sermon for a whole nother day, but it's just been really nice to just appreciate and see things. It's just craziness. I don't know about tonight. They say something about a full pink moon. They say tonight's going to be one of the best nights to see the moon. And what a coincidence on Passion Week. Not a coincidence. I believe that the Lord is going to do something great this Resurrection Sunday. And wait till you hear the sermon on Sunday. It's going to bless your life. But I don't know if you have any other points you want to share before we go. And I know our time's already kind of past us a little bit.
I know. Just to remember, you know.
Take each day one at a time. Structure. Get some kind of structure. Make the most of your time. Yeah, embrace it. You know, and when you're at the table, disconnect a little bit and connect with the real people in front of you, with the family in front of you. And that, you know, like I said, once we go back to the norm, whatever that is, I think we're going to come back and say, man, I miss this. And some of you are saying, Pastor, you're crazy. No, I really think we are. Because don't get me wrong, I miss going to restaurants. I miss going out and doing everything. I do miss it. But I also appreciate this, you know, and it's very important that we appreciate this. And I really don't think that people say, I think the Lord is slowing us down. No, I think the Lord stopped everything. He stopped everything so we can hit a reset and kind of put everything back into focus, shifting our focus, putting back priorities where they need to be. And so I don't think it's a coincidence that most Christians are going to be spending Easter Sunday at their home. Because again, people will blame the government, people will blame the churches, but the truth of the matter, the problem is at home. And God's going to resurrect our homes. I truly believe it, one house at a time. Yeah. So unless you have anything else to say, that wraps up another episode 7 of Daily Dose. I hope you're tuning in. Tomorrow, I'm not sure we're going to come in. If not, we'll come in on Thursday for sure. Hope you're enjoying these. Please share them, as someone needs to hear this message. We love you all. We miss you all. Please share this.
We miss you so much.
Yes, we do.
Air
hugs to everyone. Stay tuned with us and stay connected with us on YouTube and Instagram and all that good stuff as we go live on Sunday at 11 for another sermon. But I love you. Oh yeah, just a reminder, Sunday we will be taking communion as well. Yeah, we will be taking communion as well on Sunday. So gather your family, whatever your communion is. Remember, donuts, soda, juice, crackers, whatever you want it to be. That it's going to be more important because we're going to do really special. It's going to be really powerful. Communion Easter at home. How powerful is that? We're excited about it. Amen.
Yes, absolutely.
Have a wonderful week. We love you all. Take care of each other, and we will see you next time on Daily Dose. Bye bye.